I want to talk to couples who are in a relationship. And this is coming out of what we are witnessing in our country, where humanity has moved out of people and we are witnessing a lot of couples killing each other. And this is two-way traffic. We have witnessed ladies killing their men and men killing their women. But unfortunately, of course, statistics have shown women are the highest survivors or victims. And that's why I want to address the couples today. So one question I would like to ask: what happened to the love that you once ascribed to? I know there's always, when the relationship moves from that relationship that used to be good to that toxic relationship, I know there are many stages. And by the time we witness a man or a woman have been killed, automatically a man doesn't wake up in the morning and kill you. Neither does your wife wake up in the morning and kill you. There have been it has been a cycle. And this is what we call a cycle of abuse, where today you are good, then tomorrow you're fighting, then there are a lot of excuses, there is a lot of honeymoon, and you go into that cycle until the last resort, you kill each other. And I know, being in this industry for quite some time and being a psychologist for quite some time, many years, I can tell you couples are living in a toxic relationship. And this relationship has pushed couples to be bitter with one another, bitter with life, and even bitter with the environment. And that's why you realize there's so many people who are bitter. Unfortunately, if there are children involved in that relationship, again, we are having bitter children. And because children will not kill each other, these children, again, they are adopting to very weird behaviors. And that's why there is this question: what has happened to our children? Research has been done, and it has shown most of those children with dysfunctional behaviors are coming from a toxic relationship. One thing that I want to say is that marriage is beautiful. And those who are around me, they know I campaign for marriage. I support people who are in marriage, and I pray even for marriage to stand, because there is no other beautiful institution like the institution of marriage. This is that a marriage is an institution that was ordained by God. So marriage is beautiful, and I'm sure everyone, as we grew up, you want to be married, you want to settle, have those children, and we all have those dreams of those beautiful marriage. And I don't mean wedding, because those are dramas. I mean marriage where two people are involved. But what has happened? I may not have answered what have happened, but this is what I want to say. If you realize that you are in a toxic relationship, or you are in that cycle of abuse that I have talked about, the first thing, seek help. Tafadhali tafuta msaada. Talk to someone. Talk to a psychologist. Talk to a counselor. Talk to your friend. Don't die alone. And I know I want to address my brothers, my male brothers. I know sometimes it's very difficult, it's very hard for you to go out there sharing your problem. But remember, you're living with someone who is not your sister. You just met when you are adults. And you can imagine she came with her own background, you came with your own background, you met. And so many things. And then we are in a stressful we are in a stressful era, I may say that. So when you realize there's a problem, talk to someone. The second thing, and I pray that everyone gets me right, if you realize that you're in that cycle, every time you're making it up, then after a few months or days, you're back again to that bitter thing, you're fighting, kindly step behind. Step behind and reflect. However, I know it's very difficult. Before I became a psychologist, I used to think that when you are in a bad relationship, you can just wake up and go. I want to address even the community. Once you are in a bad marriage, it doesn't give you that psych to just pack your bag and go. It's not as easy as that. I thought it's as easy as ABC, but it's not easy, because imagine there are children involved here. Other than children, there is something that I call emotional investment. Both of you have invested together. You have danced naked together. And there is this all the question. So what now? Am I going out there to look for somebody else? So it's not an easy thing. So what do? We start thinking even, what will other people say? And that is the 70% of the problem. Because again, we are coming from a society that doesn't embrace divorce and separation. And we are so judgmental when there is divorce and separation. But I want to tell couples this. If it doesn't work out, kindly, instead of killing each other, give each other space. Move out. And to the society out there, kindly, when you meet with a separated, divorced man or woman, embrace them. You do not know what was behind the curtains before they got to that point. And so I'm really begging couples that it's not a sin to just step aside and reflect about it, because you still can come back, or you still can part ways. And even to my pastors, to evangelists out there, let's embrace these people. Let's understand what is happening before we judge them, before we say you are divorced, you can't even serve in a church. And so those are the contributors that are making people stick in a very toxic relationship. And for those who are in that relationship, it is your life. Think about it. It is your life. People will always talk about it. People will always talk about you. But I started a movement called You Can Blossom Again. And this is what I tell people. You can blossom again. And you can become that person that God ordained you to be. Therefore, don't die alone. Seek for help. Step back. Separate ways. If you are meant to be together, once you reflect out there, you can still come together. Thank you so much. And it's only that for today.